Israel announced a humanitarian pause in southern Gaza to allow for much needed aid to the region. The pause applies only to one supply route. It's only during daylight hours. The temporary halt to fighting also sparking hope for that sought after ceasefire, just days after President Biden pushed his three-part peace plan at the G7. Retired Marine intelligence officer and co-host of the Strat podcast, Hal Kempfer, is here with us now. Thank you so much for being with us. Hal, negotiations are one thing, but how could this break in fighting potentially further ceasefire talks?
Adrienne, what it is, it's good faith effort by Israel. It's unilateral by Israel to get the aid in there. Right now, there's just no movement on the ceasefire talks. Hamas has taken a rather maximalist position, which is leaving a huge gap between what's on the table and what can be agreed to. And so with that, they're getting the aid in there. There's about 50,000 children who are in danger of starvation at this point, and they just got to get the aid in there. And this is Israel doing that by getting it through this route. We will see if the distribution worked. That's always been the problem. It's not getting the aid into the Gaza Strip. It's getting the aid to those who need it.
And really, we've heard time and time again that Hamas has rejected at least this latest round of ceasefires. They've also reportedly stolen a lot of the aid that's been shipped in while desperate Palestinian people, as you mentioned, starve. So are these drops even effective at this point?
Well, if that's what they're going to try and do, they're going to try and get it in there. They have one route. They can concentrate a lot of security forces on that route to try and get it in as far as they possibly can. Hopefully get it more to the Palestinian civilians who need it. Of course, as you mentioned, the problem has been they get the trucks going in there, and the trucks literally get ambushed. They get looted. All the aid gets stripped off the back of the truck, and it becomes somewhat of a useless exercise in terms of getting the aid effectively distributed. It's not going to solve all the problems, but if they can move stuff in there a little bit further, a little bit closer to those who need it, they could make a big difference. And this may be the blueprint for how they do this going forward, short of a ceasefire agreement.
Rafah, considered Hamas's last major stronghold. Does that give us any idea of where the IDF will target next?
Well, this is pretty much it for major urban areas. Once they take Rafah, all the major urban areas in the Gaza Strip have been taken. At this point, what you'd see is consolidation. And I think that's what they're getting ready for, is this shift from major offensive combat operations to dealing with what is becoming a growing guerrilla warfare, if you will, an insurgency effort. As those organized Hamas battalions are kind of falling apart, they become small insurgent elements, and they've been using what's left of the tunnel system to pop up just about everywhere. That's going to be a big problem. That's what the IDF is going to have to focus on going forward.
Israel's been criticized from the start of all of this for high civilian deaths. And the Associated Press is now among those reporting that the Gazan Health Ministry, that they have inconsistencies in their data, inflating the number of women and children. We have some stats for you. So the AP says in late October, 64% of deaths were civilian casualties. At the end of April, the number was 54% of deaths. Either this number has declined and Israel is getting better about that strategic warfare that they've been talking about, or the Gazan Health Ministry, which we know is run by Hamas, is incorrect and they're inflating these numbers. So how do we interpret this?
Well, they are part of Hamas, and Hamas is a terrorist group, and strategic communication, the narrative, that's what terrorist groups do. They want to make it look, what they try to do, their concept of warfare or fighting or basically other operations are to create a situation where it looks like whoever they oppose has overreacted, is oppressive, is in the wrong. And so what part of that is to overinflate the number of casualties, but also to mischaracterize it to sound like women and children. It's never seemed correct. It's never been validated. Unfortunately, there's not another countering number out there that anybody can point to. But consistently, it's been seen that they'll show a set piece loss, if you will, set piece casualties with the same number of women and children casualties across a period where the actual tempo of the war changes dramatically, and you just know intuitively that those two things can't match. So I think we're starting to see a little bit of more realistic reconciliation. I should mention, though, numbers do count. Numbers, those high numbers, are what drives things like the protests on college campuses. And if the numbers are grossly exaggerated or mischaracterized, that's having an effect that shows up here at home.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.